Hello everybody and welcome back to another get to know content creator review. This time I am very excited, guys, because we are going to be talking to Dagwummy, as the title obviously suggested. Guys, Dagwummy, it is so nice that he took the time to sit down and do this, because I really want to pick his brain, because a lot of you have been also talking about like how you guys have been liking how I've been asking people, like successful YouTubers, about making content. So I'm going to plan to dive in a little bit more to that, but also the entire reason for these videos is to get to know more about the person behind the camera. We're not just going to talk about Fortnite. We're going to get to know who Dagwummy is, and I've had the absolute pleasure of getting to know him over, I want to say it's been a good 6 months now. Yeah, since Fortnite OG, whenever that was. That's when I started to get to know Dagwummy. And I honestly, I really like and admire him as a person, so I cannot wait to talk to him, guys. Sorry for the long intro. We're going to get into that in just a second. Before we do, though, I do want to say, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's talk to Dagwummy. Dagwummy, thank you very much for coming on. Can you introduce yourself, share a bit of your background, and what inspired you to start making content?
Yeah, so my channel is Dagwummy. I'm a Fortnite content creator, obviously. I do short form content specifically. And in terms of content, it's kind of interesting. So I started like doing YouTube since I was like 12 years old, but that was on a different channel. So I don't know, should I talk about like my Fortnite channel, or? I
was actually going to ask you about that down the road, but you might as well get into it now. What'd you do before Fortnite?
Okay, yeah. So I've been making videos since I was literally like 10 years old, probably just like at home, like skits basically, like with my brother. And then eventually, like I kind of just make videos about whatever I'm passionate about at the time. So obviously then I was a huge fan, and still am, of Lego. You can see I have a ton of Lego sets in my background here. So yeah, my brother and I, we started doing Lego stop motion animations, also called brick films. So we did that for literally like 5-6 years in like middle school and high school. That was kind of like the first channel I had, and then it wasn't up until the pandemic, where I was just playing a lot of Fortnite. I was like, well, I might as well make videos on this, that I started my Fortnite channel. So yeah, I've always loved making videos. In fact, I went to college for like film and television, so that's just always been an interest of mine.
Oh, nice.
So it was just like, I loved playing Fortnite so much, I might as well like make some videos out of it too.
Yeah, I feel like it's what a lot of people end up doing. That's what I ended up doing. Just make a passion, or make a job out of whatever your passion is.
Yeah, no, that's the best way to do it, because then you'll actually like, love talking about whatever you're talking about, and you won't get burnt out as easily,
Okay, that's interesting, because I wanted to ask you about that too, because a lot of people experience burnout. I don't know if like you can relate, because you obviously like what you do. Do you ever experience burnout?
No, definitely, for sure. Especially in the beginning, like there was actually a point, probably like a year after I started doing content on the Fortnite channel, that I basically considered like just giving it up or like quitting, because I was kind of making videos that, I don't know, I didn't really have my style yet, if that makes sense. I was trying a lot of different stuff, especially on TikTok, different like meme style stuff, and I don't know, I just felt like I hadn't found my style. So that's when I was experiencing that burnout. But then quickly after, I kind of picked up momentum with shorts. I was super early onto that, and I found kind of my voice and style. Like I started like, showing myself in videos, talking more, and that was when I felt like I could keep going way more consistently.
So just starting to gain traction made you kind of have more passion for it. Is that what I'm making sense?
Gaining traction, but also just like, I don't know, just finding my own voice within the Fortnite space,
I get that. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about that, but while we're on the, I guess we jumped topic a little bit, but is your old channel still up? I wanted to ask that before I forgot.
It is, yeah. So the channel, it's called Big Rick Machine. You can go and find it. It's got about like 40K subs.
What? I was going to ask you how well it did too.
Yeah, no, it did pretty good. Like 20 million views on that channel. It's so funny because like, I've changed so much as a content creator, because on that channel, like doing those Lego animations, like some videos would literally take like 3 months to make. Whereas like now, obviously one short I make in probably like, a day or less than. So I've completely switched kind of my style of content, but I like doing both. So. Would
you ever want to get back into that content?
I think at some point, because like I said, I'm still a big fan of Lego. Like I still have so much around my house. And it's just like more creative, with Fortnite, like you're kind of limited a little bit in terms of like the updates and like what the community is talking about. Whereas like with Lego, it's infinite, bro. It's it's like
Oh,
Minecraft. It's
100%.
like there's so much more you could do with it, but yeah.
So actually, I don't think I've ever talked to you about really the Lego mode in Fortnite. Do you play that often?
See, that's the funny part is I literally don't play it at all. I I played it in the beginning with you and Clark, but I don't know. It just never had that like staying power. It felt like I wasn't working towards anything. And then the building aspect wasn't really great either for me, in my opinion. Like I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, but I loved Minecraft. I used to play Minecraft all the time.
Yeah,
And
I still do.
yeah, I love Minecraft. I just Fortnite kind of took over. It's been become my main game. But the building's so easy in Lego. I was all excited because I was like, oh my god, this could be just like Minecraft, but in Fortnite. And then the building was just too complicated, and I still don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I can do the building. I just don't find it as like creative as Minecraft. In Minecraft, you can build like these underground bases, and like there's just so much you can do that. I still play Bed Wars from time to time, but
that's solid. I hope they update that one day. But another thing that I wanted to ask you about is, sorry about that. Did you ever play the old Lego games growing up then?
yeah, like I was a big fan of like Harry Potter and like the Star Wars games, and I played all those on my Wii.
That's awesome. Yeah, I played the Lego Star Wars games with my brother growing up. Like, it's so nostalgic. And were they remastering them? Did I hear anything about that?
I think they have. Yeah, I downloaded on my PC.
I don't know if I'd ever play that. I'd have to get my brother, because then it wouldn't feel the same.
It doesn't feel as nostalgic, but no, I've never been like a super like competitive gamer. Like I never even played like Call of Duty growing up or anything like that. I didn't even have like a PlayStation or Xbox. Like I was pretty much just playing all the super casual like Wii games. It wasn't really until Fortnite that I got into like gaming more seriously, or dude, Minecraft. But.
I get that. I was a Nintendo kid, but I also had an Xbox. I was really into COD and Halo. I just kind of played it all.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing that I wanted to mention for Lego, and you have Legos behind you, obviously. You might have mentioned this. I might have forgotten. I'm sorry if you already mentioned it, but do you build Legos often?
Yes, I still buy sets from time to time. I have like two like modular, like one of those big building sets. Like I have two of them just sitting in my closet right now that I haven't had time to build. So I gotta get around to that at some point.
So I actually told this story on stream not too long ago. For the first time, I bought my wife. She loves Legos, right? She loves them. And then she's like, I want a new Lego piece. I'm like, okay, I'll buy you a new Lego piece. And then I didn't know how expensive they were. I looked, I was like, which one do you want?
Really
she sent it to me. It's like $500 for a treehouse.
Yeah, no, I have it's like the Hogwarts, it's like the biggest Hogwarts set. I think it's like $500 or something crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, she wants to have like when we want to get a bigger space one day. She wants to have like an entire room dedicated, like you see in the Lego movie.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, they're super like display worthy, like they really like enhance like a house. I don't know.
It's honestly crazy. Anyways, so moving forward from Lego, what made you decide to stick with Fortnite? Did you just like it?
Yeah, no, like I said, like I pretty much was just playing super casual games before that, and Fortnite. It's funny because I actually started Fortnite on mobile, which is kind of a weird experience. But before then, I actually got into Fortnite because I was just watching like streamers play it. Like I think like Ninja's stream or Nick A30 was one of the first streamers I watched. So yeah, I kind of just fell in love with as everyone does, like the building and editing element of it. So nothing really unique there, but it was fun for me because mobile was a challenge to try to get good at it, and eventually I was able to do 90s on mobile, which was kind of crazy. But I think it was also I got super into Fortnite as well when I think it was season 7 creative, or was it Playground?
Playground was season 5, creative was season 7.
Yeah, when both Playground and creative first came out, that's what actually got me into Fortnite a lot more because I was on mobile. Like the whole battle royale experience was a little bit difficult. Like sometimes I would just crash in the middle of like a fight. So when that came out, I was sort of just able to go in with like my brother or my friends, and we would just we would build our own like death runs and like these maps and stuff. So
that's so sick. I did the same thing, dude. I did the same thing. I loved it. Playground was special. You remember did you ever play I want to say it was in season 6 when they kind of added the updates to Playground with all those mini games in the sky?
Yeah, like those airship ones. I never really got into those.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. But anyways, circling back to the Fortnite content, because you said you kind of found your own voice, and obviously it's been a lot of time since you did find that. Are you set in what you want to do for content-wise? Or are you still looking to experiment?
I would say it's like I've definitely found like you said, like my voice in short form. The only other challenge for me would be to do long form, which I still to this day have yet to get into. Um, which is funny because that's actually how I started my Fortnite channel, was like these challenge videos, and I was doing like montages at the time. Um, but I just never really been able to get back into them. I like shorts because I feel like you can be just a lot more creative with them. Like even some of the conversations we've had with like JoJo on stream yesterday about how he has to, it's like doing long form is a challenge. You really have to like identify like the right audience and stay consistent with it. But with shorts, I feel like you have more flexibility with like posting a wider variety of topics.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I've liked doing shorts, and I stream like once a week. So I've done streams. The only other challenge for me would be to start doing long form consistently, but that's not even really an interest of mine, just because I like the flexibility of shorts. So.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I never really thought about shorts being more creative because that doesn't make sense, and you could, like you said, get away with posting whatever you want.
Yeah, no, like I have videos on shorts where I'll like unbox like headphones or like a monitor. Like I'll do tech content, and that'll get like millions of views.
Really?
Whereas like like my Fortnite commentary stuff will get millions. So it's a wide variety that
Dude,
you can do that in long form.
I didn't know you did that. The only thing that's ever come up for you is the shorts that we always talk about, like the 5 this.
Yeah, no, those are the ones I've been doing recently. But yeah. So I mean, some of my most popular shorts are like really random stuff that just appeals to like a wider audience. I think that's the biggest part of it. As long as you appeal to like a super wide audience, then you can get a lot of views on shorts.
Dude,
so
I know. I wish too that I started, because I talked to you and Clark about this actually, with because I wasn't sure, because I always just posted Fortnite clips. I had a lot of them and they were easy to make, so I just made them all into shorts. And I was like really worried about changing that up and just snipping my long form videos. And you guys said, no, you can get away with whatever you want with shorts. And then it just worked out, right? So you can post anything.
Yeah, no, exactly. Also, like I feel like they give you, usually in the beginning if you're posting on shorts, they kind of give you some views. Like it's usually in like the 10 to 15K range. Like we just actually started a shorts channel for the map that I have, minigame box PvP, and like in the beginning, like yeah, we found like they often just kind of give you views in the beginning, like 10 to 15K. And then from there, there's kind of a point that you have to break through to, start getting like the 100,000s or million range. But
yeah. I want to ask you about that, because that's actually really interesting. Did you say you just started the shorts channel for the box fight?
Yeah, recently.
Okay, because I was thinking like nothing has made me want to play creative maps more than when I found them on TikTok. Where it's like somebody would post just something funny or something weird that you can do in a creative map, and I send it to my friends like, dude, we got to try this.
So that's the meta. Yeah,
I could imagine that working so well, especially with your map. And I do want to talk about that, but there still are a couple things I want to talk to you about. Sticking on shorts though, so are these shorts what you initially made you start gaining a lot of traction?
Funny enough, it wasn't the initial thing. The initial thing was actually it was during chapter 2. Do you remember Rift?
Rift what?
Or no? So it was basically a private server that let you play it on the OG map. Do you remember those?
Yeah. Okay.
That was like the first one at the time, and so that was actually my first couple of videos in terms of like long form shorts, like, and nobody else was really doing that. Like there were only a couple people like making content on it, so that like helped my channel stand out a lot. I remember like streaming on TikTok like super early on with like thousands of viewers playing Rift. I think my very first viral short was talking about Rift and how to do it. That's how I got people in my Discord server, to kind of talk about it. So yeah, no, that was actually how I first really stood out. But then yeah, obviously shorts carried the momentum of that. That's when I really started noticing a difference, especially on YouTube, because I was really early on to shorts. But
I forgot about Rift actually, because since OG came out, that's all everybody talks about.
OG, I mean, there's been other ones like Era, Nova, all these different ones. Now there's creative maps that obviously try to recreate the OG map stuff. But
are the other ones just other maps?
No, they're literally just the chapter 1 map. Just again, it's just
weird.
There's multiple of them.
But yeah, I mean that's definitely a way to stand out. So I want to circle back still a little bit, talking about content, and like, because again, like I was saying before we started this, I was talking to Dagwummy. I said like a lot of you guys are interested in hearing about YouTube challenges, journey, all that kind of stuff. So I want to ask a couple things about that. Did you have any challenges on the way up?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I said, like there was a point where I was literally almost consider quitting. I was already doing shorts and like I was trying to get back into long form and the views just weren't really there. I wasn't enjoying myself playing the game as much as it was during the primal season actually. So maybe that was part of it. I really wasn't a huge fan of that season. Um, so yeah, definitely during that was a low point for me. And then also just in general, like um, the whole time I was doing content, I was in college, uh, studying, and so trying to balance those two can always be a little bit difficult. So there were definitely times that you know it's just one of those things where I kind of had to force myself for certain periods to stay consistent. Making videos at night. Whereas like now I'm graduated, I have all the time in the world to work on this. But yeah.
What made you push yourself and force yourself through? Because I already know I'm going to get comments where it's like, well, not everybody can do that. How did you get past that?
It was more, I sort of just realized that like if you just stick to something consistently, like it's almost impossible to fail at it.
Hmm.
Especially if like you first have to sort of learn the skills about, how to make a good video and but I kind of had already had that from my previous channel. I knew was capable of making good videos. So at this point, it was really just a matter of like, could I stay consistent over the long run? And yeah, I've just found in anything in life really that like as long as you kind of keep going, it's almost impossible not to not see success at it. So.
Yeah, keep going and learning from what you do, get a little bit better each
Exactly.
time.
Yeah, you
Which
have to learn. You can't just keep doing the same thing, over and over.
it's kind of hard to. Sorry, guys, we had to do a little bit of a jump cut. I think I was just saying that it's. Oh, I remember what I was saying. It's very difficult to not just get better in general if you stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because like you just get better at the craft. Speaking to the microphone, I'm sure everybody that took a little bit of time to get used to.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, like finding my voice, it was kind of a struggle for me in the beginning. And I mean, you could apply that to really anything. Like, I've been going to like the gym more consistently since like last year. And like in the beginning, I knew nothing about like lifting or anything like that. But, over time you learn, you apply it and you constantly get better. So,
Dude, you know what people don't talk about too when you want to talk about like dedication to content creation and all that is just being healthy.
yeah, no, that was a struggle.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's hard to do that, but like when you feel better, you'll be happier, you'll be more motivated to do things. That's a huge
No,
part of it, in my opinion.
yeah, no, I agree. There was probably a point like a year or two ago that I would consider myself like it was unhealthy, like, but it was kind of, I would say it was kind of necessary for me in certain periods to really just put in the work, like just grind it out, and like I feel like my health did suffer as a result in certain times.
Mm.
But I agree, like over the long run, if I'm gonna do this consistently, like I would not want to live like the way I was living back then. Like,
I find it funny how many people actually go through that. Like a lot of people who make it like really make it on YouTube. Like okay, well there's like this journey where they like I don't know if that ever happened to you, but like they gained weight and then they have this big transformation because now that they actually have time to work out, but like they were just like solid focused, you know?
yeah, no, I mean, I would say that if you go back like to a video like probably like a year or two ago, you can definitely see it. Like I look a lot chubbier, but
I've never seen you actually like. Were you like chubbier than you are now?
um I wasn't ever too bad. But like I was definitely like probably 20-30 pounds up than I am now. So
Really,
yeah.
dude, that's
Yeah, no,
awesome.
yeah. So um
Also, I don't know what she's doing. I'm sorry. There was one with the I think it was Clark with the interview with him. She just decided to start doing circles and around the entire thing. I waited for her to stop. But yeah, that's really respectable. I love that.
yeah, and it was because I had more time essentially like last year. Like I had already hit like a lot of the milestones I wanted to, like, like 1 million subs or I sort of found uh I was able to post more consistently. So I was like, all right, now I actually have more time to focus on like the gym or other things. So
I love that. Do you have any fitness goals, or you just like get healthy?
yeah, nothing really crazy. Like I don't really have any plans to, like bulk or like put on
Hmm.
an insane amount of muscle anytime soon. It's more just like be healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to live a long time. But actually, I want to ask you because there's something that I don't think I have on here that I want to ask you about. How did you feel when you hit 1 million subscribers?
I mean, yeah, it was crazy because I think it had been what I started my channel 2020. So and I hit it I think October 2022, I want to say. So it had been relatively fast. But yeah, no, I mean it was a crazy feeling. I think I streamed it. So I can probably go back to that clip.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if there was like some particular video or stream or something that pushed you over the limit, but you just like streamed when you were close.
Um, yeah, I don't know what pushed me over the limit. I think it was just that I hit it right at the end of summer, so I had that whole summer to kind of grind
Mm.
videos. And then I finally got there. Um, but yeah, no, obviously it's super crazy. I have my play button just on the floor right now. This is
Yeah.
my 100K one up there, but yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we actually started recording. I'm going to ask Dagwummy more about his background going on there because there's a lot of stuff. But that's actually crazy. Do you have any number that you want to hit? Or are you just going to like, hey, whatever happens, happens?
No, I mean after that, like I really don't have any like big, milestone goals. I'm at 1.4 right now on YouTube. 1 point I think 2 on TikTok. So I mean, yeah, like it'd be cool to hit 2 million subs, but like it's obviously not the same as like hitting 1
Yeah.
million for the first time. Which yeah, again to your previous point, it's kind of crazy because I had been doing YouTube for maybe only 2 years on this channel, but like kind of 10 years in total just across other channels I did. So it definitely was a crazy feeling. But yeah, no crazy milestones honestly in terms of my sub count right now.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Now,
Yeah.
what everybody is probably wanting me to ask you about, because I've been telling them for a long time that you've been lined up and good to go. We just haven't done this yet.
Mhm.
Tell me the story behind Box Fight.
Yeah, that one's interesting. I mean, so like I mentioned earlier, I've always kind of been into creative on and off, even since I was playing on mobile. But it really wasn't until more recently, after UEFN came out, that my friend Berto and we've been doing content together since like 2021. Like we played customs together on stream. We made videos together. We helped each other pretty much like every other day. So we kind of decided to team up and make some maps together. So we had like 3 creative maps before minigame box PvP. It was like 2 superhero maps. One was like a box fight map, and yeah, it was just honestly provided good content for our channels. The maps did well for like the first, I would say, 2 weeks, but then they kind of fell off. Just they didn't really have that staying power.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't up until November last year that we had like we were pretty confident in the idea. Like we knew it was something good, that we posted our minigame box PvP map. I think both of our promos on it in the beginning had like millions of views. So, and obviously, that was Fortnite OG at the time as well. So there were a lot of people back
Yeah.
on Fortnite. So yeah, the map kind of went on to do super well. It got into like the best of UEFN tab. I think it peaked at like maybe 60 something thousand players at one point, like when the player count was insane. And yeah, it's kind of remained like a top 10 map in Discover since then. So
It's crazy how fun that map is. I'm not even kidding. I play it all the time.
yeah, I mean, I think the best part of it is just there's so much variety. It's like literally, I think we have like 55 mini games. So, you go in, a normal box fight map. It's fun. It's good practice. But I mean, in this, like, it's hard to get bored almost. There's so many mini games.
Especially with the updates.
Yeah, we update it every single week. So
And it does a good job at like capturing that, because I would imagine you're a little bit more of the same. I love playing both casual and competitive. It kind of captures that same thing because you have box fight, which is your typical competitive game mode with just weird wackiness of Fortnite.
no, exactly. I was originally kind of a competitive player in Chapter 2. Like I played some tournaments. My first video was like a montage. So I definitely have that side of me. But at the same time, like I said, with like the Wii games, I love super casual things like,
Mm-hmm.
Wii bowling or whatever it is, So, that was kind of the idea behind it, is like, let's make something that's both like casual and competitive. Like, yeah, half the mini games are zero build.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. You know what's really funny is I swear to God, this happened yesterday. I was swimming with my brother and he was asking, because we were streaming yesterday, and he's like, I think, oh, he asked me to play Smash Bros. And I was like, I can't. I have to go stream with those guys. And then he was just out of curiosity, just asking. I was like, oh, one of them is the guy that made the box fight map because he plays it with me too. And he's like,
Nice.
no way. So it's like that map has gotten insane reach.
Yeah, no, it's opened up a lot of different opportunities for me. Like, yeah, like recently I played with like Nick A30 because we made like a spin-off map of that map, and yeah, really cool stuff. Like working with different brands, and yeah.
Yeah, that's actually so happy to hear, dude. Especially like because creating a map like that is like insanely hard work. It's a good idea. I'm glad it's successful.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely, the map has definitely changed kind of my whole journey in my life in a way. But yeah, I'm just glad it did really well, because we were confident in the idea. Like we knew we were going somewhere with it. But I think it's also a mix of like, good timing with the Fortnite OG and everything.
It's
so
smart though.
Yeah. So our plan is just to kind of keep updating it. Have these brand deals coming in for the map, and yeah, just kind of build it out almost into like a business in a way.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask you about this actually. Do you plan on just updating that map and just keep coming up with new ideas for the map, or do you plan on branching out and making more maps?
So we do have some plans for like spin-offs of say popular mini games within our map. So maybe we'll take something like, color switch, and then we'll make like a full mini game version of that mini game.
I see.
So we're in the process of one right now. I'm not sure when it will come out. Hopefully this summer. But yeah, that's kind of the plan, is like to still kind of build it out, because we don't want to just do one map. I feel like there's other good opportunities coming, like like the Fall Guys stuff. When the Lego mode came out, we made like a mini game brick PvP version. So we're always trying to innovate and do new things. But
now I don't know if this is private, so feel free to not answer it at all. Is it just you and Berto working on it?
In the beginning it was, yeah. So it was just me and Berto. Berto does all like the coding and stuff. He worked at Microsoft and as a software engineer, so he did all like the back end.
Huh,
and
I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know much about Berto actually. I just like briefly spoke to him a couple times with you guys.
Yeah, no, he's had an interesting journey as well. So he was actually able to quit his job at Microsoft, and he does this full time now because of the map, which is sick.
You know what? Actually, I want to ask you about that then, because that's something that I was going to ask you about originally. Do you work outside of this?
No, I don't. Yeah, so this I guess is my full-time thing.
Did you was there a job that you had where you quit, or were you in school not working and you just continue doing this?
I had one kind of like internship thing over college. Like I said, in the film and TV space, like just like, yeah, working at like a studio. But I had stopped that. I went back for my final year of college. And then I graduated. This happened, kind of over the summer, late last year, and now I'm kind of full time. So yeah, if it wasn't for this map, I kind of would probably be, I don't know if I would be. I might have been looking for like film and television work in the city or something.
Really? Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna ask you for. So just like, was there anything more specific other than film and television? Was there something that you really did you have any plans besides YouTube?
I honestly, when I went into college, like, I wasn't even the type of person who like really wanted to go to school. It was just something like, not that I was forced into it, but like, I don't know, I just felt like I should go to college, as everybody says.
Yeah.
Which is probably good advice. But yeah, so I've never been. I was always way more passionate about YouTube. So if I could go down that direction, then that's something I would have wanted to do. And yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So
that's awesome. I love that. I want to circle back to Unreal Engine though, because I want to ask you, as somebody who's been successful in the area, how do you feel about the I don't know what percent of the player base it would be. You're seeing so much hate for creative in UFN right now. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, the whole like metaverse and all this stuff. I get the point in terms of, especially if you look at like, the Lego mode, rocket racing, like they're definitely pulling resources into areas other than BR that are then in turn probably hurting BR. But for me, I definitely think the hate for creative is too much. Like there are people out there who just straight up say like there's no good creative maps and like
I
you
know.
yeah, and I think there are tons of great maps out there. I honestly play creative more than I play BR. Like I play like speed realistics a lot. I play a lot of practice maps, so yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like there's a map for everybody. Nobody gives it a chance, man. That's the issue. Well, obviously people do give it a chance, but you know what I mean? Like the people who are just sitting like, "Oh, creative sucks." Nobody gives it a chance. And I would go ahead.
I don't think it's like the reason for Fortnite's decline. Like people were saying that the layoffs were a result of like them pouring all their money into like creative. I don't think that's necessarily the case.
No,
like
no way.
Yeah.
Plus, like we've been talking about on streams all the time, where it will be majorly successful if it's good that they're doing this. As much as people don't want to hear it, the metaverse is a good idea. UAFN will do nothing but just improve over time. We're gonna get battle royale maps. There's something. Would you ever want to make a BR map once it's like fully fledged out?
We had that option at one point. Like we could modify, like it was called Creative Royale. Like, you know, we could like go in and change the map. Yeah,
No,
that would be fun.
I mean,
Or
like
ground up,
ground up, like
just like
own
an
thing.
open world map or something.
Like whatever you want to be battle royale, like something huge. Like I know, like I think did they abandon it? Like Cypher and Courage, and then we're gonna make
I think they postponed it.
Oh, they
yeah,
did? Okay.
I think they postponed it because they realized like with the 100 megabyte limit in creative, like it just wasn't possible. Their like big vision. That is something I hope Epic does improve, but. I would do something like that. I often play like customs on stream all the time, and I always keep saying like there's not enough good like big maps that you can play with like a group of like 50 to like 100 players. So I've sort of been finding some. We just found like a chapter 4 like POI Zone Wars map that is fun. So I would like to build out like a bigger map like that to play on stream.
Yeah, that'd be fun. They just need. I want them to have all the tools. Like I think that creative is going to thrive when they bring proximity chat into it.
Oh yeah, I mean BR too. I hope that happens, but
I don't know if they ever like. What do you think about that? Like, because Imposters obviously had it. It functioned properly. Like it was the best proximity chat. Like the way it functioned, it was the best I've ever played. So they have it. It works.
It's in so many other games, and if they're really concerned about it, there's definitely a way just to make it like 18 plus, right? And then I don't see the problem there as much, but I
don't either. And I'm really hoping that Imposters was like a big test for it. And whether or not people think that we failed, I don't know.
We might have failed.
Yeah,
that was a while ago.
There's a lot of clips that I saw, man.
Yeah,
I always chalk it up to like the bad apple thing. They're everywhere. But I'm hoping, because that's something that I've wanted since I started playing this game. It was like it'd be really cool proximity chat, just because they delayed it until chapter 6. I'm hoping that's the big new change.
I hope so. Yeah, it'll be interesting in chapter 6 what they decide to do is like the big new change.
That could be it.
Yeah.
And I heard that they're doing a bunch of movement, like not movement, like
wall running, or I forget what it was.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So I'm excited. I haven't been the biggest chapter 5 lover. I still do the game, but there's the hit scan. The hit scan I don't like.
The hit scan wasn't even the problem for me. I think it well, maybe it is. It's just like the guns that overall they don't feel as satisfying to use as like they did in like chapter 1, chapter 2.
Yeah, so many of them feel the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I need more stuff like the Greek lightning.
Yeah.
So got a little bit off topic. I did want to ask you, because actually it's good that we started talking about Fortnite. Are there any other games that you dove into a little bit, like you like playing Wii Sports, but are there any games that you like just as much as Fortnite?
The only other game, and it's just because it's like a childhood nostalgic game, would be like Super Mario World on Nintendo.
Which one's World? Is it like one of those really old ones?
Yeah, it's one of the really old ones that I just used to grind at my grandparents' house, me and my brother, on which system was it?
I actually did the same thing. Like my uncle, which with my grandparents, they had an NES. I used to play Mario on that all the time.
Yeah, no, that game is a classic for me. But I mean, in terms of the modern era, like, yeah, I don't really. I think Fortnite is my favorite game.
Same here. There's so many other games that I love too. Like, and as I played so many games before Fortnite. I love so many other games, like Minecraft, for example. I used to pour the hours into Minecraft, but whenever I sit down to play games, I end up just playing Fortnite because I like it just a little bit more.
Yeah, Minecraft is goated. I'll still come back to it. Like I said, play Bed Wars, or me and my community, we did like a survival multiplayer server last year. It was called the Fortnite Kid SMP, which was fun. But the thing with Minecraft is you sort of have these like phases where you grind the game for a while. There's so much stuff to do, and then you kind of get burnt out by it. Where it's like I don't know, Fortnite. I find myself there's just like a little bit more variety. At least. And updates, obviously, Fortnite updates their game way more than Mojang, or Microsoft at this point. But yeah.
And I always circle to Fortnite because I don't know about you, but I personally I'm just one of those people that just I don't like playing games by myself. I like playing with other people. So Fortnite's always one of those games that no matter who you're talking to, they can come on. Like you can get a big group of people and just play a creative map like really easy. You could whether somebody has a tablet or an Xbox.
When I first got my PC, all I was playing was random squads in like season 10. And even that was fun. Like, not even with friends, but just playing with random people on Fortnite.
That was a good time. I started doing a couple streams where I started doing that stuff, and it's more fun. I never really because whenever I played, I just like, hey, text one of my friends, say you want to come play Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't really have time to play like the random squads anymore. But whenever I do, it's actually pretty fun.
You meet some really funny people. You know what the best is too is when you have 3 people and then you get one random.
The one random,
yeah, and you just bond with them a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's funny is there's a guy that I play with regularly who was a squad fill a long time ago for one of my other friends, and I didn't know that. Like this guy, I'm like one of my best friends now. But when I was playing like I used to play Fortnite with like my friend. His name was Andrew, and he'd be like, "Hey, are you cool if I invite my friend Gray?" and just introduce him that way. So I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, okay." And then I played with this guy for like 6 months and didn't know he lived across the world. I assumed that he was around us. Yeah. And now we still talk like from one random duo. It's crazy what you can find.
No, it is crazy. Like, I met some of my mods, like one of my mods who, funny enough, he actually lives in New York as well. But, I didn't realize that we met just through, there was like there was Discord servers where you could find people to like play tournaments together. And I just found him like to play a tournament, and 5 years later we still talk and play like pretty much, every week. So
that's so crazy. Yeah. It's beautiful, honestly, what this game can do for people, because if anybody's lonely too, you can build some very meaningful relationships.
No, for sure.
And, what's funny too is, because this friend, like for those of you who watch the channel, it's Gray. He's in my videos all the time. It's funny because I grew up to like playing Call of Duty, Halo. My mom always saying, "Who are you talking to? That's not safe." And then I'm literally like having this guy over at my house now. Like, I find it hilarious. Yeah. But
he's been to your house?
Yeah, he came to my wedding.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I'm kidding, awesome. Not kidding. We're best friends. Like, it's amazing what it can do. I want to do that again with somebody sometime, but I've never really. That guy's introduced me to some other people, but
a lot of the people who are my mods or friends, like they live in like Canada, like California, all across the world. Yeah, Middle East.
Yeah, literally. It's crazy too now that I'm being friends with like a bunch of you guys, because the first people that I was introduced to when since Fortnite OG, that was like Clark was literally the first collaboration I've ever done besides PBJ. But now I'm like talking to all these guys, and now like we're all friends, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so weird that we never met in real life.
That is true. I'll see them in September. We're going to FNCS.
Dude, I'm bummed out about that. I'm most likely out, but there will be many things down the road. There will be many things down the road. It's just bad timing for me. They're all going to FNCS. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, doesn't watch the streams, and I still have my newborn, so it's not really a good time for me to pick up and leave.
Yeah, Clark wants to drive me to FNCS, TwitchCon, Unreal Fest. He wants to go everywhere. Barbecues. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he wants the creator cookout.
Yeah,
but yeah, even if that doesn't end up happening, like there will be so many times, and that's gonna be hype, man. That's gonna be awesome to actually like finally. I don't even want to say meet you guys, because that doesn't sound right, because I feel like I know you already.
Yeah, no, like I met Berto for the first time in person earlier this year, and it was like it didn't really feel like I was meeting him, like I speak to him every day, so it was just, hey, like it just felt normal.
Yeah. You ever see those TikToks where it's like, I met my longtime Xbox friend after this many years? It's so like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. Or like someone's wife or girlfriend will surprise them where it's like, hey, I invited your Xbox friend over here. And then it's like this crazy moment. I enjoy watching those. But anyways, got a little bit off topic. I want to circle back a little bit to the making content. What advice would you give to somebody coming up in content in general, and also for people who want to dive into Fortnite specifically?
In the beginning, you really need to find both a mixture of what you enjoy making and what can perform well, because there's kind of a balance. You could on one hand make something that you enjoy making but like nobody wants to watch, or you could make something that like is getting a ton of views and like you're maybe ripping off a trend but you don't enjoy it. And if you do that over the long term, you're going to burn out. So that was kind of my journey, is like you need to figure out what you are going to enjoy making consistently but also has the ability to appeal to like a wider audience. So because there's no point, I mean, unless you're literally just making videos purely for fun, there's no point in making videos for no one to see them. So you got to learn how to market yourself, for sure.
Yeah, and that applies to just YouTube and Fortnite in general, no matter what you're doing. It's kind of the same principles apply.
Yeah, and with Fortnite, like just take, like I said, like your interest in Fortnite. If you like creative, if you like competitive, like just take whatever that is and then try to make content in that area.
I feel like there's a lot of room in creative specifically for Fortnite too.
There is, yeah. There's no like really creative specific creators except for like Mustard Plays obviously is like one that comes to mind. There are a couple guys who make like creative tutorials, but not really like playing creative maps as content. Like that's as their main thing.
Is there anybody that reviews creative maps? I feel like that'd be okay to do.
Yeah, I've done that for like a long form video, but I like that idea. Like just playing creative maps. I've seen some people do it. Like they've done it with minigame box PvP, but it's not like their main content. Yeah,
that makes sense. So yeah, honestly, like I said, the same kind of rules apply no matter what, Fortnite or YouTube. So that's really interesting. I want to ask you, what do you think about the future of Fortnite content creation? What do you think that looks like?
it's so interesting because the content scene has changed a lot. Like I remember there were just so many more creators like during the pandemic, and like now it feels a lot smaller.
You think it's smaller, I don't know.
I don't know why it feels like that to me. I just remember so many more creators getting views just like on my YouTube homepage and just seeing all those different people. I don't know. I don't know why it feels smaller to me. But as for the future of it, I don't know. Is there any types of like content trends that you're seeing? I don't know.
Well, I
Honestly.
don't necessarily see any trends for Fortnite in general, but like we were talking about yesterday, and the videos that are getting a lot of views right now are like the moist critical type thumbnails, like the ones that are feeling more authentic.
Yeah.
Those are getting a little bit of a boom for some reason, which I would have never seen coming. Like the long form videos, the streams, podcasts, those are doing really, really well. And I would have never thought that'd be the case because everyone's like brain is being destroyed by.
I mean, yeah, I hope that's the case because a lot of the Fortnite content over the past 2 years has just been so stale. It's all the same fashion shows, hide and seeks. Like it's all the same stuff that like, yeah, I don't really have an interest in doing. So I hope that it shifts in some way.
It's also still getting views though. I don't think I don't think they've been dropping off really, have they?
No, those videos still do great.
Yeah. So, what I was saying was like I never expected there to be a little bit of a boom in long form content because, like I said, everybody's brains are being fried. Their dopamine receptors are going like, but that's actually happening. So I don't understand why, because obviously people are getting a little bit tired of it, right? But I don't understand how that happens.
Maybe Fortnite is getting an older audience, and so that's the reason.
That too. It's weird how it's going because I don't know what the future's going to look like. I've always said though, if they actually pull the trigger on proximity chat, you'll never run out of clips. You'll never run out of content. It'll all be unique. It'll all be different. You just need some funny guy to come about.
Yeah, no, JoJo would go crazy with proximity chat.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? His videos are great now. Like him with proximity chat. Oh, it'd be fun to do our streams with proximity chat.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, you could even have like stream sniper interactions. You could have just random people just trash talking. I always love the trash talking video games, man. But you'd have to be careful not to get banned on Fortnite.
That's what Epic doesn't want. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't say anything bad. It's just like I I love like teabagging people. It was like, loser. Like that's what I would do. Just like rile them up a little bit.
Yeah, then again, they removed our confrontational emotes, so will they add proximity chat? Maybe not.
Yeah, that's where I'm still stuck on. I don't know if they'll actually do it, but that for Fortnite content in the future, I wholeheartedly believe you'll never run out of anything because Fortnite's going nowhere in general, and if you just add that, it'll just really solidify it. Do you think that it's a good idea for people to, because there's a lot of people who are kind of either thinking about it or actually doing it, abandoning Fortnite content and starting something else? Do you think Fortnite is, I know for people in your situation, obviously, like it's worth sticking around, but there's people who are really struggling to find new people who really like Fortnite because you kind of get what I mean in that sense.
I know what you mean, and while I think there are good opportunities elsewhere if you have interest in those areas, if you still like Fortnite, I think we're at a time now, at least in my opinion. Like I said, I think there's less and less Fortnite creators, so I think that there's going to be less competition. And I think we're at a point that Fortnite is shifting. You know, Chapter 5 has, like Clark says, been one of the most controversial chapters. The audience is shifting. There's going to be the whole metaverse content and everything like that. So I think there are going to be good opportunities that pop up that if you just stick with it, I think you're gonna see the benefits of that. Stick with it for at least another year. You know, see their whole like metaverse vision, and if it's not, if it's not for you after that, then maybe go to a different game or.
Yeah, that's actually good. I like that, just to at least see what it's like when it's done.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if it'll ever be done, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean the Disney thing is like they said it was like years away.
I
so
forgot
like,
about that. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't know how much content that'll be like. Again, like if Fortnite comes out with like an open world game, like I don't even know if I'll play it, to be honest. It's got to be good if I'm gonna play it.
I kind of lost hope in that after seeing what Lego turned out to be.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more of the same. Like they'll try to compete with GTA and it just won't. It won't work.
That'll be interesting when big games release. Like, will Fortnite be able to compete during those times?
Yeah, we were talking about that last night too. With I can't wait for it personally. Like they have Black Ops to compete with, but then again they have OG Chapter 2, which I would imagine is going to be enough to compete with it. But when GTA comes out, that's going to be a problem.
Because that's what Fortnite's always done. Like when Apex came out, right? Didn't they like give everyone like the battle pass for free? The reboot vans came out. I'm pretty sure around then.
Yeah, they killed that season.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they don't do that all the time then. Honestly.
We need more competition, I guess. Yeah.
When do you see yourself calling it quits? Or do you see yourself calling it quits?
I take everything like such day by day. It's funny. Like
you mean it could be any time?
No, as in like, well, maybe in a sense of just like I don't map it out as in, all right, I'm going to be doing Fortnite shorts for the next 5 years, but if it ends up that way, then cool. I'm very much taking everything like just day by day, making each video at a time. Like, while I do want to think about kind of long-term goals, with maybe like, working with different brands and our map, I guess that's been more of my focus lately, but with the content, like, I don't really have any plans to, quit anytime soon. I'm sure it is kind of stressful, like having to, make consistent videos like every single day, or like with Fortnite's weekly updates. That I think there's gonna be a point that I'm gonna want to shift maybe into more of kind of what I'm doing with the maps, and more like a business kind of working with brands or something like that. Maybe less of me as the face of my channel, but
interesting. Yeah, that'll be really fun to see how that goes. Regardless, I'm from an outside perspective, it looks like there's nothing but success in the future, no matter which direction it goes. So that's happy to see. What about when you're not making content? What do you do?
Right now, I pretty much only have 2 things that I do outside Fortnite and Fortnite content, which is, like I mentioned, going to the gym. So that I'll probably be going to the gym right after this. I try to go like every other day, or sometimes more. But so there's that, which obviously takes up a lot of energy. And then the other thing would be, I still do have interest in like film and video work. So like I bought like a camera last summer, like fancy camera. I went on vacation with my family, like and I like edit together these videos just kind of for fun. Like I don't even post them anywhere.
That's nice.
So that's always kind of still been an interest of mine. So maybe at some point in the future, like if I do want to, I don't know, do production work on like a movie or something, and
Oh,
that was an opportunity I could get, then I would love to do that.
would
So
you have to wait for that opportunity to come, or is that something you can pursue one day?
um, I think there's been certain opportunities actually now. Like I was able to film like a commercial actually.
Really? I didn't know
Uh,
that.
yeah, yeah. It was a little over a year ago. I did a commercial for Omen, HP Omen. Like
Oh, really?
they make like laptops,
Yeah.
PCs, and so like yeah, they actually flew me to Mexico City. We filmed a commercial there, so that was like kind of a cool combination of my two interests.
Did that come from schooling or just in
That
combination with something you were doing online?
something I was doing online. So there was a tournament called the Omen Challenge. So it was like me and like a bunch of other creators who it was like an online tournament, but then they took me and one other creator to do this commercial as well. So yeah, it was kind of cool that that opportunity came from like my Dagwummy stuff online.
That's so sick.
So maybe I'll have more stuff like that, but if not, then yeah, I would like to at some point maybe have to pursue myself like an opportunity.
Is that just something you're open to? Is that something you really, really like are laser focused? You want to, not laser focused, but like something you want to do?
It's something I want to do, but I'm not focused on right now. Like if
I
I
get
could do
that.
it in like 5 years, like that would be ideal.
I get that. And remind me how old you are because you're still young.
I'm 22.
Oh, yeah. All the time in the world. I thought you were 24-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my God. Yeah, yeah, you have all the time in the world. So here's a weird question because, yeah, out of everybody, yeah, oh yeah, you're by far the biggest name that I've talked to so far. So thank you, by the way. Do you ever get recognized in the real world?
It's interesting. Not as much as you might think. One, I guess I don't go outside much. I don't touch grass. So when I do, I mean, actually, I did get recognized at the gym recently.
Really?
Although it was interesting because it wasn't the typical like they come up to you, grab a photo or anything like that. It was like I went to the gym and then they sent me a DM on Instagram being like, "Is that you?" And then I told them it was, and then they literally never replied. So in theory, there could be just somebody at the gym who knows who I am, and like they just haven't said anything. But it kind of creeps me out a bit. Anyway,
I love that.
um,
Yeah.
and then obviously when I was in college, like there was a couple people who actually recognized me from that commercial I did. Funny
Oh,
enough, like
really?
it pops up on like their like TikTok feed or whatever. So a little bit, but not as much as like someone who yeah.
Yeah, because
Not,
I don't really know how often somebody would get recognized from like streaming or like being specifically in gaming. Because unless you're someone like Ninja.
Yeah. The other thing with me is like kind of like what I mentioned about like the weight loss. Like I definitely have like looked a little bit different in terms of like maybe a year or two years ago. My camera quality has upgraded like a lot. I make shorts, so you spend a lot less time looking at me than you would with like a long form YouTuber or like a
True.
streamer. So it'd be harder to recognize me. So it's definitely different than someone else who has like a million subs. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if that ever gets awkward.
If I did get recognized,
Yeah,
no,
like,
yeah,
because
I think that'd be cool. Like
the way I kind of see it is kind of like how, and this might just be completely incorrect because obviously it doesn't happen to me. I see it more so of things like not necessarily someone DMing you on Instagram, but like just someone weirdly staring at you. I feel like that would it'd make you uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Until it gets to that point, like, I feel good about it, but I can totally see why, like, every single big, celebrity or YouTuber, like, hates, going out in public now. Like,
Yeah.
but that's totally not me yet.
Yeah.
Or ever will be. We'll see.
I'll never understand the people who like go out of their way to interrupt people for like their selfishness. Not like I mean the gym could be that, but I'm talking like I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast not too long ago, and he's like, some fucking guy came up when I was eating dinner and just didn't even ask me, just started taking a selfie, like, hey, Joe Rogan. It's like, dude, I can't imagine.
Yeah, no, there's a way to be respectful about it, but it's hard to cross that line because it's like, you might be a fan of this person for 10 years. You might be watching their content and like this is the only opportunity you'll ever see them. You want to get a photo, you want to talk to them, but if they're eating dinner, how do you be respectful about it? It's a weird
No,
balance.
I don't think there is a way to be respectful. You just go away.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's coming from a good place, so that's a little bit of an issue. Maybe that's a big worry down the road for you.
It's not.
So we're getting towards the end here. I want to ask you, can you, I don't know, because I know you said we were talking about this before we started recording, actually. I know some of this stuff in your background's your dad's. I don't know how much it is or if it's just a little bit. What's in your background there? Walk me through it.
Yeah, so what I was saying is this space used to be basically just storage for my parents. So like they still have like a ton of their like old like papers and like I don't know random stuff. But like my dad has like a bourbon collection, so this is like there's like a bottle behind me. Like I don't even drink alcohol, so that's that's completely him. I've sort of taken over most of this space is like my 100K play button. I have like the Thanos gauntlet and Lego. These are pretty much all like my most display
Oh,
worthy Lego sets.
I didn't notice the gauntlet was Lego. It's you have it blurred a little bit, so
Yeah,
I can't tell that it's Lego.
it's blurred. It's blurred, so it's harder to tell. I have like a YouTube light that they actually sent me. That's actually like a Lego Super Mario like TV basically. A lot of Star Wars sets. So yeah, like Baby Yoda. I got some ships over here down there. BB-8. That's a Champions League soccer ball. I'm also a big fan of soccer. So yeah,
Ah.
just some cool stuff. But I have so much more around me. Just random like Lego sets. I got like I don't know random stuff. Just you know
Dude,
around me.
yeah,
But
I was just telling him before we started talking, like, my room's so bland. The only thing that this thing's here is because I moved it. It was, like, on the other side of the room, but I have all my shoes inside right now, because my room right now, you can go either upstairs around the corner or through the garage. That's where my room is, and
Mhm.
we have horrible swarms of June bugs right now, so I moved all of the shoes and the racks and stuff from the garage inside, and it's a disgusting mess, and I hate it right now. But
Yeah.
one
No,
day,
see,
I want to do something fancy like that, but it's so bland. It's usually just my dog, who sometimes is just licking herself.
that's fair. Yeah. See, I have the opposite problem where I have too much stuff in here that it either is collecting a lot of dust or if I want to do like a product unboxing video, like I just like don't have a clean space to do it, you know? Like I have to unbox a chair and I'm like, where am I supposed to do this? But
Yeah, that's true. If you want to store
yeah.
anything, though, you definitely have room on the other side of the door, assuming that the door won't slam in anything.
The store
Oh, hang on.
or
Oh, no, that's not how I expected that to work. It looks like there's
yeah,
another handle.
yeah, that's a closet actually right there.
Oh, you can't see that the other part's a door. I thought it was just a
Yeah.
wall, and I thought your room was going that way.
Yeah, it's a closet and a door. It's a
Oh
pretty
my
small
God, that's
space,
so
but
weird. Honestly, if anyone's watching this, comment down below if you saw the same thing as me, because I thought the room was just extending.
that's funny. No,
Oh,
yeah, no, it ends right there.
oh my
It's a
God,
wall.
I can still kind of see it. Never mind. It's a pointless thing to talk about. I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah. I have like a ladder. That's how I get up to the
Is
roof
that
and everything.
outside?
No. That's just like, you know, there's
Okay.
like a bathroom on the side, but yeah.
And a ladder. Okay.
Yeah.
Does the ladder actually go to
Interesting
the roof?
layout. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
live in an apartment, so yeah.
Oh wait, you're in an apartment?
Yeah. I live in Brooklyn, New York, so yeah. Just
Oh,
live with my
okay.
parents.
Now
But
you're. Oh, okay. I was about to say because you said you were talking about your parents earlier. I assumed you were living
Mhm.
at like a parent's house. Are you all in an apartment?
yeah.
Oh, how big is it?
Um
Do you run out of room with 3 people?
It is pretty small, especially like we have my brother here and his girlfriend, like who moved in after college. They were staying here for a bit. It was like, but they moved out. They got their own space. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely pretty small. Like I said, if I want to do like a bigger unboxing, it's kind of hard to have
Yeah, I
the
could
space to
imagine.
do so. So
Okay. Does that run into any issues with content with having so many people so close?
um, there's definitely times where I'll have to like realize like when they're coming home because otherwise, if I'm trying to like do something like this, that I'm like, I don't want them to be turning on the TV in the other room or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I felt so bad for my wife because when I started making YouTube videos, I was in my parents' house. I was in a basement. I was totally good. And now
mhm,
I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm downstairs.
yeah,
But then when I moved out initially and we moved into an apartment, I had to not scream ever, which I do a lot, especially when I make videos. So I had to
yeah.
it was difficult. And you don't run into that problem. I don't think I've ever heard you scream in my life. But I talk
I mean,
loudly.
when I do voiceovers, they get pretty loud. Like in college, like when I was doing them, and like all my other roommates could hear me doing it. So
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
And I felt so bad too because we had it was a room here, living room and kitchen, bedroom. That was our apartment.
Mhm.
And when my wife could never use the TV, so I felt so bad all the time. I was like, I need to record, so I would stay up at night, and then that would keep her up regardless because it's right there. I've
Yeah,
actually
no,
never,
it's nice to have your own space.
I've never had any problems with neighbors in recording, which I'm sure there's no way they didn't hear me. Do you ever have any of that, any of those issues?
No, because I think I have so much stuff that like the sound almost like it gets absorbed, you know?
Yeah.
Like when I was in my college apartment, like I could talk and like my voice would kind of bounce off the room, you know. There was a lot of echo where it's like everything gets absorbed now. So I don't think they can hear it, luckily or hopefully.
You know what I always chalked mine up to was because like where I happened to live, it was like everybody was like 80, 90 and retired. It was almost like a retirement home, but they were apartment buildings. And I just assumed they were all deaf.
Bad hearing.
Because honestly, I usually talk at like this level kind of when I'm recording, and I don't know how I never ran into those issues. But anyways, back on track. I want to ask you, because I don't think I know this. How did you first meet Clark and JoJo? Because when I first started playing with you guys, you three seemed to be already kind of connected.
I think I met Clark just like we were just mutuals on TikTok for a while. Like we had both followed each other. I think he was watching my videos. I was watching his. He actually made a video, I think back in the day, like why Dagwummy is wrong about chapter 3.
Did he really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It was just super funny. No, but he had a good point. I ended up being wrong. You know, he's always right. But yeah, no,
the guy's hard to argue with.
he is. Yeah, so we were mutuals on TikTok for a while. I think he then reached out if we could, you know, I think it was like a podcast together just giving our thoughts on like the season at the time. I don't even remember what season it was, to be honest. Maybe late chapter 2. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I think it was maybe chapter 2 season 7 or 8.
Oh, wow. So a long time.
Yeah, no, a long time. And JoJo was there. I think that was the first podcast that he did. It was like, yeah, me, JoJo, himself. So, and maybe I Talk was there, but
it's crazy
yeah.
how much he's connecting people.
Yeah,
the reason we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
If you connect it all.
Yeah, no, he brings people together, bro.
He has a mission. He's doing it very, very well. So again, heading towards the end over here. I want to ask you what your favorite season of Fortnite is and what your least favorite season of Fortnite is and why.
Ooh. Favorite. So I have a favorite period, which is probably, you know, that kind of pandemic period, chapter 2, season 2 to chapter 2, season 4. That period for me was really kind of peak Fortnite. Just mainly that was when I met a lot of like my online friends playing. That was when I started content at the time. The game was just super, super fun. I did love like the water season.
Yes.
Chapter 2, season 4, so many cool mythics. The pump meta was like the best at the time. But if I had to choose one of those 3, I'd probably go. I'm gonna go chapter 2, season 3.
Really? That's your favorite one ever.
Yeah,
that was a fantastic season.
Just because, one, it was kind of like the first couple of like challenge videos I made on my channel. The game was so different at the time. I like when Epic takes risks. Like that's why I'm a fan of this season. I like when they do stuff with the map and like huge map changes. The hunting rifle was great in that season, and then the charged shotgun as well. I know a lot of people hate on it, but I actually that was kind of the first time where we weren't used to like the usual shotgun meta. So I had a fun time actually like spending a lot of time in creative and learning how to use it. And I got pretty good with it. So I'll say that one, even though that was my favorite period. And then yeah, worst. How about you? I guess first, but I'm curious.
My favorite by far is chapter 2, season 7. But there are a lot of seasons I really loved. Like season X is a very close second. There's so many ones that I really liked, man. Then after that, it's just really hard to stack them all.
Yeah, I didn't. Chapter 2, season 7 was great. I wish I played more during that season.
Dude, I
like the inflatable was so fun. I feel like they need to bring that back in some way.
Everything was fun. The parasites to making your mic go weird. There was a lot of fun to have with friends there too. The UFOs were great. I was constantly, dude, something we always did to each other, my friends and I, would just capture someone's car in a UFO and just chuck it across the map. Just to like mess with them. It was just the perfect season for having fun with people.
Yeah, I think the only downside of that season I would maybe say would just be there weren't as many map changes.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
This is what I was talking about. These are the interruptions that.
Just
Hi.
laying on the couch.
That's how she dismounts sometimes.
It's really
Anyways,
funny.
continue. Sorry.
But there weren't too many map changes that season, but the gameplay was just perfect. It was really cool. And then worst season ever, it's either got to be something that like I just straight up didn't like, or just something that's completely forgettable. Which is, it's hard to remember the forgettable ones. There's been like these random like yeah, exactly. Like there's probably been something in like, I don't know, either like chapter 4 or maybe even the first season of chapter 5. Wasn't like a huge fan of that.
That's my least favorite, is chapter 5 season 1. But in saying that though, and I always hate talking about like my least favorite seasons because I enjoy myself every single season. There isn't a season where I stopped playing or didn't want to play.
Yeah.
But comparing them all, season 1. Ugh.
Same here. Like I would say like Primal or something, but like I still played a lot, and that was the season that like my TikTok blew up. So like I don't really have bad things to say about it too much.
But you can't take that into consideration.
I'm a bit biased, yeah. But for me, okay, take something like I don't know, the chickens as an example in that season. Like they were pretty basic, but because I was making content with them, it made it a lot more fun. But like I wasn't a huge fan if I was actually playing, like having to like farm and get the mechanical parts to craft with my pump shotgun. That sucked. That was lame.
Yeah, they did it perfectly with the nuts and bolts.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really have too much of like a least favorite season, but I guess I would say maybe first season of chapter 5. Probably my least favorite chapter launch so far.
Yeah,
but
agreed. Again, it's just for me the gunplay isn't that fun.
Yeah, it's just the gunplay. That's all it is for me. Like the map is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's my least favorite map, but I still enjoy different parts of it.
Yeah, I preferred Fortnite when it was way more like cartoony, like bright green. Like that was always my favorite in terms of like the visuals. So
I get that.
That is something I don't like about chapter 5, is it's trying to be way too like realistic. Like
yeah, something that I always gauge about this, and I talk about everybody with my community in the videos, that it's like if I'm hating on something, then because I love this game so much, if I'm hating on something, then it's a problem. And I think they went too far with like the realistic graphics in this chapter. I actually thought that, and this is an unpopular opinion, chapter 4's graphics were my favorite. I thought it was a perfect blend of like trying to capture that like lighting and cartoony feel of chapter 1, along with just making the map beautiful.
Yeah, what I noticed about chapter 4 is whether you were on like Lumen Epic graphics or like low graphics, the map like still looked good. Whereas like now, like you pretty much have to be on Lumen Epic, or if you're on low, it just doesn't look as good to me.
I never thought of that because I only play on Epic. I never thought about that. There must be a big change there.
I play on low pretty much all the time.
It must look ugly.
Chapter 3 had the best graphics, I think, for all low settings, besides chapter 1.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, Dagwummy, we're coming to a close over here. Do you have any closing remarks? Anything you'd like to share? Anything you'd like to promote? The floor is completely yours.
Use code DAG. No, just kidding.
No, I don't care. Use code. Is it just Dagwummy?
It's just DAG.
Oh, code DAG in the item shop. And actually, his link will be in the pinned comment description down below, if for some reason you're not subscribed over there already.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to promote. But yeah, no, this was really cool. I think this was my first podcast as Dagwummy. Like I did one for my Lego channel, funny enough, like a couple years ago. But this is the first like. I mean, I've done, the ones with Clark where we're talking about Fortnite, but like in terms of me specifically, this is the first I've done. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, the whole point of this is to like get to know people behind the camera, right? It's not just strictly like, and again, you're the first kind of time, and we touched on it with 0BR a little bit before, where it's like a lot of people like to hear about people's YouTube advice too. So I'm kind of mixing that in with it now, but it is all about Dagwummy.
Yeah, I watched the one with Clark and JoJo. Those ones were great. It's really good to just get to know them better. So.
Yeah, so
and their journey.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. And hey, there's gonna be nothing but success coming forward. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for you and your maps and just streaming in general. And this might be a good time to actually call it, because I can tell that somebody's woken up and is gonna be a little bit misbehaved. So again, thank you very, very much, Dagwummy. And everybody, his links will be in the pinned comment description down below. Go check it out. For some reason you're not already subscribed over there.
Peace out.
That was a really, really nice conversation. I honestly enjoyed myself, and I'm so happy that so many of you guys have been enjoying these conversations too. So comment down below what you like about Dagwummy, because again, this is all about Dagwummy, and like these view durations on these videos, guys, have been nuts. So thank you very much for the support, and Dagwummy, if you happen to be watching this, thank you very, very much for coming on. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, Dagwummy's amazing. We stream together all the time, and I am not kidding when I say it's an absolute privilege to have been had the honor to get to know this person, because I really like him. He's a respectable guy. He's a nice guy, and he has honestly helped me quite a bit with my content. We've been streaming all the time together since Fortnite OG, and every single time that I've played with this guy, he's so fun. He's nice to be around, and he is, again, he's a very, very respectable guy, and it's an honor to call him a friend, man. I'm really happy he's in my life at this point. Guys, if you, for some reason, aren't subscribed to Dagwummy, go show him some love, please, because, again, he's fantastic, man, and it's so nice of him to sit down and share his story. It's a huge inspiration. I can only hope to be a fraction of the success that he has one day, because, again, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you very much for the support on this video, guys. Thank you again to Dagwummy, to many streams to come. I can't wait. I can't wait next Tuesday. The dude's fun to play with, man. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for listening. Go show him all the support in the world, because he deserves it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are interested, if you, for some reason, don't want to go over to Dagwummy's channel, which you should, and you better after this, check out one of these two interviews. Right now, we'll have Jojo Josiah, and below that, we'll have Clark Clint Gaming. Check out one of those interviews. They were both fantastic, guys. I will see you over there. Take care.